All right. What the hell are we doing on a Saturday night? Yet again, it is another edition of 6 Feet Underground with yours truly, Reaper. It's a double shot weekend, so let me just get that up. Yes, we are doing our tribute to the women of metal and of horror as well. Hence the new makeup look I got going on today. It's a little bit different, especially because it's horror, which is one of the most near and dear things to me. So I have got a treat for you this evening. We have the lead actress from the award-winning horror short, Let Them Eat, which was, I believe, written, directed by Dark Creeds Productions. And we have Lauren Molina with us today. How are you doing?
I am great. Thanks.
Fantastic. I believe you're in Austin right now. Is that right?
Yep, I am in Austin, Texas at the moment.
How the fuck is the weather out there right now?
Right, that's always the question. Like a few days ago, it was summer, and now it's brutally cold again. But not that bad. I'm just like I can't stand the cold. So,
what exactly is brutally cold for Austin this time of year?
like I don't know, 40s.
Oh, it's in the 40s. Well, you definitely got us.
It's like 50s, 40s to me. It's like I'm cold.
Awesome. Well, we are very, very excited to have you tonight.
Thank you.
Chris Felthausen, how are you doing? Thank you for joining tonight. All of you out there in Three Witches Land, definitely appreciate you tuning in this evening. I can't fucking talk.
I can't either. So good.
I'm just so excited. So before we get into it, let's take a quick commercial break from one of my favorite sponsors at Dezea's Creep Shop. Check it out. Yes, thank you. And tonight, Reaper Legions. All right. So that was Dezea's Creep Shop, home for the best horrible. Let's try again. Horror collectibles. God damn it. I don't know. It's one of those nights I'm just fucking tongue-tied. Shit. Hey. Anyways, horror collectibles, also a little bit of horror apparel. If you like classic horror, anything from Freddy to Jason to Ghostface. Is fucking fantastic. But if you're looking for something even more custom, definitely check out her dolls. Those things are amazing.
Yeah, those were scary.
Yes, most definitely. A lot scarier than Annabelle, I must say.
Yeah.
So
I did like
check
that,
her out at Etsy.com.
I like that Bad Witch Vibes t-shirt. That was cool.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I like
she's really kind of like getting the t-shirt game up. So definitely check her shop out there at Etsy and just might find something for you. So we have Lauren Molina with us tonight. From the award-winning horror short, Let Them Eat. All right. So let's just dive right into it. How did you get started as an actress?
Well, so I guess really it started, I was a dancer growing up. Did a lot of ballet.
Okay.
Ventured out into other styles of dancing and did a lot of competition conventions and stuff like that when I was younger. And then eventually I got selected to go to this like workshop in New York City where certain teens were selected from around the country to
Oh,
attend.
wow.
Yeah, and so then I started then there was like some acting classes that were in there along with dancing and singing. So it was kind of more like a Broadway
Nice.
type style camp.
Oh,
And
for
I met
sure.
yeah, and I met this acting coach. His name was Brad Calcaterra, and I just immediately just was like loved acting. And then I was like, okay, I'm really into this acting thing. And so that kind of took over the dancing. And then I moved to New York City and took a lot of classes and did some films and stuff out there. And yeah, that's kind of where it started. I was a dancer and turned into an actress.
So acting was not something, as a child that you were thinking, wow, I'm going to like have this
Yeah, I knew
acting
I
career.
liked
It's going to be awesome.
performing. I knew I liked performing and dancing, but I was also I still am shy. So it was kind of like I was able to express things through movement. And then I figured out, okay, I like it when someone tells me words to say and I can say them and act. I guess that
Well,
makes
there's
sense.
nothing better than an actress that can remember her lines.
That is a skill in itself.
Oh,
Just
for sure.
time
I mean,
to
that's got to be
speak
tough.
it. Yeah, it is. But yeah, I feel like I've gotten better at it, so that's been great.
Nice. Excellent. So, it's like anything else. There are those that can go to New York, um, and you either succeed or you fail. So it seems
Mhm,
like it's definitely done something for your career thus far. You have
mhm,
quite the laundry list of roles.
mhm,
So let's start with the first one here, which I believe is called Time is Tight,
mhm.
2010.
Yes, that one I did, with someone I met from class,
Nice.
um, a long time ago, and it was a short, and, he kinda just brought me in for one of these scenes for, like, the drunk girl. So it was
Who
fun.
the fuck doesn't like playing the drunk girl?
It's fun. I mean, I was definitely a drunk girl when I was younger, so it kind of just came naturally to me to play that.
So you didn't have to dig too deep to,
No,
find your inspiration.
yeah, that one was
Little
really
vodka.
fun. That one was really fun to do.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. And then let's see. Then you did Martha Marcy May Marlene. At
Yes.
least that's how it's listed here. Is that the name of the short or the actual full length film?
That's the name of the full-length film. I know they did a short. It was something, like,
Gotcha.
a lot shorter than that. I know that, but yeah, it was a short before, and then they did the feature for it.
Were you also featured in that feature as well?
Well, I was
Your
more of a
particular character?
featured background,
Oh,
but it was really great because, I was there the whole shoot and I got to meet like Elizabeth Olsen
oh
and
wow.
Julia Garner. She did Ozark and now in that
Oh yes.
new
Hmm.
show about that elite New York City woman who like, I don't know, had committed frauds and stuff for the New York elite people. Anyways, I don't know the whole background on that. I just know she's in that show on Netflix right now. But yeah, I got to, be a part of that film and got to see them work and see the beginning of their careers, which was really cool. That was one of their
Oh,
first
there's not a
movies.
lot of people that can say that. That's for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
And
So,
I mean, I myself am a big fan of the Ozarks. I know the newest season is on right now. I just haven't
mhm.
got a chance to check it out. But
Yeah, I haven't
yeah,
either.
her character is
But she's
oh
so
wow,
good in it. Yeah.
conflicted
Mhm. Yeah.
all the way through. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
Um, so did that kind of like, since it became a full length feature, did that end up kind of like opening the door for you?
It did in ways. It did. I just didn't at that time, at my age and what was going on in my life, I didn't really take the opportunities
That
as
you could
much as
have.
I could have. is the thing. So the opportunities were there, the doors were there. I just didn't like, step through and take advantage of them, which is a shame. But, everything happens for a reason. And, you know,
Oh, it's never too late.
I learned from it.
Yeah, for sure.
Now I know
'Cause
what to not do.
oh, well, yeah.
Yeah.
There's always the ins and outs.
Mhm.
Just about any part of the entertainment industry, I think, kind of rolls the same way, whether it's music, any kind of, performing of any sort.
Mhm.
Because, there was a time where there was a band that I was in back in 2000 and I want to say 8. We actually got a contract and got screwed,
Mhm.
by the label. So I was like, I'm done. And I took like probably 5, 6 years off.
Yeah.
And drumming was my first passion, and always
Mhm.
has been. So
Mhm.
for me to stop doing it because I was like that sickened by the industry, I was just like, yeah, maybe this
Yeah.
isn't what I really wanted, even though I've always dreamed of it. But here I am, 2000 and fucking 22, and I'm on Kingside Records, which
Mhm.
excellent label, also one of our wonderful sponsors as well. So it's never too late.
No,
It
it's
never
not.
is.
And I
If
have to keep repeating that to myself.
oh, for sure.
Because I'll start being
Never
like, "Oh
stop,
my gosh, it's
never
too
stop
late." And I'm
clawing
like,
and scratching.
"No, it's not too late."
No,
So,
never. Not at all.
yeah.
So the next thing that you did after that was Zoe in 2012. What was that like? Or the background story for the character?
Zoe, that might have
Yes.
been something that I did, like, as very, very, like a super small part on that one.
Oh, okay.
I remember, yeah, that one wasn't a big, like an actual role or anything. I think that had IMDb credit because of something small that I did in that one.
Oh, okay.
I feel bad.
Well, it doesn't hurt the resume, you know,
No,
for sure.
yeah, but that
Especially
was
with
something I
this
more,
next
like,
one.
helped out on, like, a small thing on that one.
Well, it kept you busy, kept you doing stuff, which
Yeah,
is always good.
definitely.
Because as we are performers throughout, the years that go on, we're constantly trying to reinvent ourselves and, take different risks, especially
Mhm.
in acting, different roles and stuff like that.
Oh,
But
Zoe.
damn.
It's coming back to me now. I'm like, "That was so long ago." Okay, that was a music video. Yeah, that was a music video I helped out on.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I didn't actually have a part in it really, except towards the end. There was, like, one shot of me, but I still got credit for it. Yeah, I was like, "Zoe, is that a character that I played in something?" No, okay, it's a music video.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm like, "Oops."
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Do you remember what type of music video it was by chance?
Oh, I know it was, like, indie, like, rock and roll.
Oh, okay.
Um, I feel bad I
So
can't remember
something
the name of the
undergroundish.
band because that was, like, a long time ago.
Hopefully, they're still together.
I don't
Shit.
think so. I think that guy does now, like, he has his own textile, like, he makes, like, tiles for a living. He's like a tile maker, I believe.
Well,
That's the last thing I heard of what he was doing.
okay. So, unfortunately, sometimes we get a little taste of success and hope for the best, and it just
Yeah.
doesn't happen. So,
I do remember I really liked that band, even though I feel so bad I can't remember the name
oh, that's
of
okay.
the band, but I do remember liking them. It's true, I do.
Well, those of you out there in Three Witches Land and bands that I've interviewed in the past, if you're looking for somebody for a video, you might want to check Lauren out.
And I promise I'll
Just saying.
remember your name. I won't
Yes, as
forget it,
is
I
Maureen.
promise. I'm just terrible with names.
So, like I said, you've done a fair amount of shorts here, including a music video, and
Yeah.
then you land a role in. I mean, if you're a horror fan out there in Three Witches Land, if you don't know the ABCs of death, The fuck is wrong with you? There's 2 of them, and they're really fucking good. You can
Good.
find them, I think, still on, one of them might be on Shudder currently, Tubi, something like that. If you are looking for Netflix, most people are into apps nowadays. So,
Yeah.
internet TV, in my opinion, is way better than cable, especially money wise. So, there's a chance that you can catch yours truly there, Lauren Molina, in the ABCs of Death 2. How the fuck did you land that role?
So,
Damn.
yeah, I was working with Larry Fessenden, who is a horror
Okay.
film director, producer out in New York City, and he asked if I wanted to do, Frankenstein's, you know, what's the name of the
Ah, shit.
not Frankenstein, but the other one with the hair and like the Bride of Frankenstein.
Ah, the Bride of Frankenstein.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's the name, the
Mhm.
Bride of Frankenstein. So I wanted me to play her, so they had me dressed up as her, and so I did a part in his short, because it was like a bunch of different shorts in that movie from different directors.
Yeah, kind of like
Yeah,
a
which was cool.
trilogy
Yeah,
kind of thing. Sure.
yeah. So I did that, and that was really fun. I had to do a scene in the middle of New York City, like intersection, like scream, and I was like, I just remember being extremely nervous having to do that, and I was like, but yeah, that was really fun.
Nice.
Yeah.
So that, I mean, that definitely puts you on the map, big time.
Yeah.
Was
Yeah.
that your first kind of like horror role?
Um, yeah, I would say so. Yeah, that was at that time, yeah, it was something that was yeah, more like besides that, it was more kind of just like, drunk girl and cult member, weird cult member.
Oh,
And
that's
I
fun
actually played
too.
another
Shit. Who
drunk
doesn't
girl
like a
on
good
another
cult?
one. So yeah, I guess
So,
that was my first, horror film role.
sure.
Yeah.
Um, so from everything that you have done before that, was that kind of like your favorite role up to that point?
It was definitely different than the other roles that I'd played. Just because,
Okay. Kind of like fill us in a little bit.
yeah, so that one, it was about, um, it was about a couple that were trying to meet up and things go wrong and it ends up in this terrible accident, but it was supposed to be like a couple dressed up as Frankenstein, the Bride of Frankenstein on Halloween.
Nice. Yes.
And, so, yeah, I mean, it was just a lot of like, you know, "Where are you?" Blah, 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 and, like, just us trying to get together, and, like, then all this random stuff happens, and it ends up tragic.
So for those of you out there in Three Witches Land, if you've seen it, then you know exactly what the fuck we're talking about.
Yeah.
Definitely, if you haven't, check out the ABCs of Death Part 2, and you'll be able to see Lauren Molina as the Bride of Frankenstein.
Yes, indeed.
Fantastic. So then we kind of move on. It looks like you've been doing kind of a short year after year, basically, right?
Mhm.
Um, what was the adults about?
The adults, that one I just had worked that was a small part thing too. That
Hmm.
one wasn't anything or I had to, like, play anything. That one I think I just helped out on, I believe.
Oh, okay.
It's funny, you'll have these IMDb credits, and it's like, well, I didn't the thing is no one really knows, so you just rack up the IMDb credits.
Oh, for sure.
Just kidding.
It was kind
No,
of
but,
crazy
you'll have these
because,
IMDb credits where it's like you didn't really have a big part or anything, you just had, like, a small, you know,
yeah,
thing in
you
it, or
helped
you
out in
helped out
some
on it,
way,
or a
or
special thanks, or yeah.
yeah, which is cool.
But I
It was
think that
funny. Oh,
yeah,
go ahead. I'm so sorry.
oh, no, I was just gonna say then I think the next thing that actually the big thing that I did after that was, Split, and then I did, Body. And that's when I actually started getting, like,
Like
Barbie
bigger
was the first
roles,
time that I actually
basically.
had a big lead role in, so yeah.
Let's see. Which one do you want to go with? Body came out in 2015, and then
Yeah, that
Split
one.
came out in 2016.
Mhm. Um, Body, I really, really, that was like the first film that I did that was like horror thriller, and
Mm-hmm.
that one was a lot of fun. It kind of takes place in one night of these three girls that are bored on Christmas Eve, and they decide to, or they think they're going to just go into this house that they think this one girl's like, "Oh, I'm house sitting this, this house. We should go over there. They totally won't
Mm-hmm.
mind, and we can just like hang out there and have some fun." So we think we're going over to this girl's where this place where she's been house sitting, like she knows them, so it's okay. So we're gonna go hang out in this house, and ends up it's actually she doesn't know them, and there is this guy he's like a groundskeeper. So he
Mm-hmm.
enters the house and is like, "What's going on? I hear some things happen. I hear someone's in here." And so we try to get away, and he ends up falling down the stairs and ends
Oof.
up like breaking his neck. So we're trying to figure out what to do because we don't want to get caught for trespassing.
For
And then
sure.
yeah, so it's just about one night of like it just went wrong, and we're trying to figure out what to do.
Try
Do we
not
take him to the
not to get
hospital?
blamed
Do
for
we
this
call the
guy being
police?
killed,
They'll know that
basically.
we're trespassing. So yeah, when you watch it, then you'll figure out what we decided to do.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to go back and watch that one for
Yeah,
sure.
that one's fun. That one's really, really fun. And that
I
one,
mean, you can even tell by the actual movie poster like where it's going because it
yeah.
has like three silhouettes
Mhm.
up on some stairs. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of chaos that ensues. Nice.
Right.
So then we come to Split.
Mhm.
Now, is this like another thriller or
This was it was more, I guess, more of a drama, but also a thriller too, I believe.
okay?
But this one I played like um one of the members in this like very strange theater group that the main character starts, she's working with this theater group, and she kind of loses her mind when she's playing this lead role
Sure.
in this theater group. And so we're all strange. It's a lot of women empowerment, a
Okay.
lot of like um there's a lot of movement, and a lot of strange things happened in that movie. So that was really fun. Basically was just dressed up in a lot of mud and strange cloths and doing dances and screaming and talking
Sounds
about
like a
things that
ritual almost.
yeah, it was kind of like culty almost in that one, but
Kind of
yeah,
okay. Yeah, I mean that was definitely kind of what I was kind of getting from that. So
right. So it
okay.
was a lot of like it was very deep and dark
Hmm.
movie.
Like, what was the premise?
That one, it was about this girl who also was a stripper, and she is trying to like figure out herself within
Hmm.
playing this lead character.
Gotcha.
So like it was like her life and her playing the lead character kind of like spinned her out. In like
Gotcha.
and like the people that directed the play were kind of getting into her brain, into her head, and kind of messing with her.
So almost like some uh shit. Um just like brain, like you said, like
Yeah, very like
sucks her into what they're about and
yeah, they're kind of like
mhm.
how they're talking to
Finds
her
out
makes
it's just
her believe certain things.
another dead end basically.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she kind of like gets lost in the character and
Brainwashing. That's what I was looking
yeah,
for.
a little bit about that, but yeah.
Yeah, that stuff can definitely like a good psychological thriller. I love those. I
Yeah,
really
but
do.
also it helped her eventually overcome a lot of things and empowered her.
Mhm.
So
So there
actually
was kind of like a light at the end of the tunnel kind of
yeah,
thing.
so it kind of messed with her, but also gave her, like, a lot of power.
Mhm.
And also she was involved with a lot of women that, talked a lot about deep stuff, and so everyone was very open in this group, so it kind of empowered her as well.
Mhm.
Hearing everyone and then knowing that, she's not alone and women overcoming, like, feeling little or down.
For
Kind of
sure.
using the pain and expressing it and using it to their advantage to grow.
So what was like your role in that?
So mine, I actually auditioned for a different character, but she wrote out a little monologue for me. That
Oh,
was
nice.
something more specific to what I had been through. So
Okay.
it talked about, like my father and him not being there.
Mhm.
And it was like the scene was everyone is in a circle and they all talk about something different about what they've been through.
Kinda like a
So
support group, basically.
oh, yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
So mine was about, like, my father and,
Mhm.
not feeling like he was there or cared and stuff like that. So that was something that stuck with me, and, like, I tried to fill
Bastards.
in the hole of, like, not feeling like I was enough for him with,
Mhm.
drinking and other things, other substances, so
Well, that's pretty fucking awesome. That
yeah.
sounds like actually a very good experience in a way.
Yeah, it
Almost
was. It
cathartic,
was
if
really
you
cool.
will.
All the women there were even women there that were, life coaches, and there was women that worked with snakes to
Ah,
heal people, and yeah, it was a lot of really, really strong women in that cast, so
nice.
a lot of strong women. And the, director, uh, Campemeyer, I know it's her last name, she's an amazing, um, director.
Mhm.
She's very, very, like, about women empowerment and not being afraid as a woman of sexuality and, she's very like women power.
Well, sure. It's,
And
definitely not the '50s anymore or the '60s
right.
for that matter, so
Yeah. Mhm.
you know, there's not so much taboo anymore, and the fact that, it's not a surprise that women are really kind of coming out, into the fray in very powerful roles, whether it be in the workplace,
Yeah.
especially television and movies, and especially in metal too. I mean, if the last 20 years has taught us anything,
Mhm.
women can pretty much do it all. So you better wake the fuck up out there.
Yes, indeed.
And that's why I wanted to do this for this month
Right.
because, there's a lot of really good performers that just don't, they're maybe in the underground and not, maybe as well known as so much, but that's what I wanted to do and bring it out to light and say, hey, music, movies, television, any kind of entertainer,
Yeah.
there's a lot of a wealth of talent out there that a lot of people just don't know yet.
Right.
So if I can help kind of push that out there, that's what I'm all about here at the
Nice.
underground. So real quick, we're going to take another commercial break for one of our favorite sponsors over there at royal10clothing.com. Check it out. Yes, if you are a horror fan out there in Three Witches Land and you're looking for some awesome horror apparel, whether it's classic horror, as you've seen, a lot of the designs there, anything from Jason to Freddy to Michael Myers, which is actually my favorite of all time. Royal 10 Clothing has something for you: hoodies, t-shirts, and they have a lot of classic and custom designs that are coming out. So let me see here. John, welcome. John Mers. He says, make sure, what? Let me see this here. Make sure that But So Mischief hears you say women are in charge, give you a hard time. Comment of the night. Thank you. All right. And trust me, she is my much, 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 much better half. So believe me, she is my queen, my goddess, my everything. So don't you worry. And she'll kick my ass anytime I step out of line. So let me just say that. But yeah, check out royal10clothing.com. They have a lot of custom designs coming out right now that are really, really awesome. And don't forget to check out Black Tar Superstars line. Thank you. All right. So we are back with Lauren Molina from Let Them Eat, and just a wealth of work. You've been busy. You've been busy, girl.
Yeah.
So we come to 2018 with it looks like a full length called Only a Switch. So kind of let us into that whole experience.
Yeah. So Only a Switch was a project that I was a part of. I was with my ex, actually, Michael Vincent. He was a film director. He's the one that introduced me to Larry Fessenden and that whole horror scene world.
Literally or figuratively?
Both, like.
Of course.
But yeah, that one was a very like psychedelic, indie, very, very strange but very beautiful film that never really got out there too much. But I know it played at the Woodstock Film Festival.
Nice.
Which was really great, which I actually didn't get to attend. But I heard some good things. But yeah, that was a very trippy movie is the word for it. It's a very trippy movie.
I can definitely tell that just from the cover. So what was the premise of that film?
So that one was about this couple and the lead girl character. So this is kind of a complicated one to explain, but I'm going to try my best.
Bring us
so it's about a couple, and the girl's father is this rich, wealthy man in New York City, and he doesn't approve of who she's dating. So in their world, they're like, what can we do to be together? He doesn't approve of you. Like, he just wants her to like not be with this person. And
that's most fathers.
Yeah.
Nobody's ever
you don't make enough money. You don't, you're not good enough for my daughter. You need to leave. So things get a little violent between them two, between the boyfriend and the father. So the boyfriend knows that you can go to this place in Chinatown and make this transformation. So in their idea is to make this magical transformation to turn into a woman. So that
shit
together, so that the father won't know that, and the girlfriend's down with it. So he switches over into becoming a female, and it's about their new journey as both females, but him living in a female's body, still with her. Like, he's willing to do whatever it takes to be with her. So he's like, I can do this transformation and we can, live together happily ever after. But there's a lot of complications, and It's a very trippy psychedelic movie, so it's, very like otherworldly almost, but yeah, so
Yeah,
it's
it almost
their
sounds
new.
like there was like, magic involved,
Yeah, yeah.
like some spell work,
Yeah, a
something
little
like
bit,
that.
yeah.
So, yeah.
So it was like, yeah, just their journey of them trying to figure things out, and it just kind of ends up not going well. It was like a test of like their love for each other.
Sure. So kind of like a Romeo and Juliet style
That's
kind of
how
thing,
I was
just
always
gone
thinking
way
of
the
it, kind
fuck
of.
wrong.
Yeah, that's how I would always kind of describe it, as like kind of Romeo and Juliet-esque.
Gotcha. Just
Yeah.
taken to the nth degree.
Yeah. We'll trip it out and
Yeah, for sure. What was
yeah.
the soundtrack like? Did they use any like psychedelic songs, anything like that?
Yeah, so we actually had someone come in. It was the director, my ex, his friend from a long time ago from Annapolis, Maryland, and he was this, you know, musician, and he just like worked his magic and made an amazing, cool soundtrack. The whole thing was him.
Oh,
And
okay. Well,
yeah,
that's
so it was
cool.
all original music in that.
Nice.
Mhm. And I'm just
Definitely
now
helps with
remembering the
the
name of the other
licensing and
band
stuff like that.
that I did for Zoe, the music video, Mammals of Paradise. That was the name of the
Ah, see,
yeah,
she remembers.
it comes to me.
It came back.
Yeah. So, yeah, it was all an original music for that one.
Nice.
Yeah.
Sometimes those make the best soundtracks.
I love the soundtrack in it, and I know this movie in particular isn't really for everyone, but it's definitely for, like, a certain kind of person, if you know what I mean.
Well, it's one of those things that's like love knows no bounds
Yeah.
kind of thing. If you truly, truly love somebody and you'll do whatever it takes to be with that person. I mean, I'm no stranger to that myself,
Yeah.
kind of thing, because I left my life in Ohio to come be with my, future wife. So
Yeah. I mean, I
it's
live
like
in 2 different places right now. I live, in Austin, Texas,
right
where my boyfriend lives up here in Austin, and then I also,
for sure.
chase after my dreams in Atlanta as well. So
Hmm.
I'm kind of doing whatever it takes to get both.
Well,
Try
for
to have a
sure.
career and try to still,
Is he supportive?
Oh,
That's the question.
definitely. Definitely. Very,
As
very,
long as
very,
he's a good guy and he wants you to succeed, then that's
yeah.
a rare find.
Yeah.
Especially in this day and age where I don't know, it's just a different breed.
Yep. Mhm.
You know what I mean? So that's awesome.
Mhm.
Awesome.
Thanks.
Which brings us to Let Them Eat.
Mhm.
So before we get into the guts of that, literally, let's go ahead and run the trailer. For those of you out there in Three Witches Land who have not yet checked it out, hope you did, but we're going to show you again. All right. Not a whole lot there in the trailer. I mean, it was the coming soon one, but that was the one we were able to get.
Yeah.
So it definitely kind of gives you a sense of something sinister, depraved,
Yeah.
even supernatural is about to happen.
Mhm.
So I'm going to go ahead and throw this one graphic up here and we'll kind of go from there.
Mhm.
So you kind of get a sense of what we're going to be getting into. Now, that's one of my favorite graphics because you literally look like you're about to kill this bitch. You
Yep.
sold it. I was
Thank
sold.
you.
So how did this come about? We talked with LaShante Wade about picking the characters for it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So did you jump at the chance or?
Yeah, so I had just moved to Atlanta and I was just getting back into getting back into acting and really trying for it again. So I just moved there and I was looking on Facebook, just trying to see what was available, what castings were available, and I came across her um,
Facebook,
casting
holy
notice.
shit!
I know, right? Yeah.
Of all
So
places.
yeah, it was like I really want to get involved in the Atlanta film scene. So I was like, what's going on? And so I found out her casting notice and it looked like something that I could do. And I sent in my information and she just based it off of my reel and was like, I'm picking you. And I was like, okay. I was like, no, like audition or anything. She knew that she wanted to cast me based off of looking at my reel. And I was like, okay, well, it seems like you get me. So
Right.
I'll trust
Can
it.
you kind of take us through, for those of us out there in Three Witches Land that doesn't know what a reel is as a
Right.
actor, actress?
Yeah. So a reel is just like a like usually they're about 2 minutes long of clips from different scenes, different movies that you've done put together,
Hmm.
just to showcase your work.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's not one of those things where they're like invite you out, you come in, do a reading, and see if they're feeling the chemistry. Like,
Yeah.
that seems to be like the old way of doing things. So
Well,
would you say most directors are looking for this kind of thing, or?
directors definitely want to see your reel, more so to see if they want to bring you in, if they're interested.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? So if you have a nice reel, that's very beneficial. Some people have a reel made up. If they don't have many credits yet, they have stuff from like self-tapes, class,
Ah.
footage from class. So they'll put those together so that they can see something
Mm-hmm.
from them. Like casting will be able to look at it and tell, all right, we'll give her a chance, even though she doesn't have that many credits. We see
Right.
this bits, these different clips from self-tapes, class, and then they can judge if they want to see more from you or
Mm-hmm.
not. So yeah, it's always every actor has to have one.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Mine
it's a
will
lot
different.
different,
Yeah.
from years past.
Yeah,
I'm sure it's
there wasn't a thing called real. It's just like, let's take a look at your resume and your black and white headshot at that time. It was like black and white headshot. That's really old, but
see
no.
if you're the right size,
Yeah,
stature, whatever the fuck.
but yeah, now we
Do you
have
look
huge.
like you could be dead?
Yeah. So
Or
now
look like
you
you
have
could
all
bite
this footage
somebody's
you
head
can
off?
show people and mhm.
Okay, that's actually very informative for those out there
Yeah,
in Three Witches Land. If you're an actress, looking to get into the business, or you think you could, this is something you might want to work on.
yeah.
So, all right. So once you got into this role, did you immediately just get in the headspace, from what you read from the script, or like how did you prepare for this thing?
So LaShante and I definitely had a lot of rehearsals and read-throughs. We
Ah,
just come
okay.
over and just discuss, how she thought this character might act and my thoughts on how this character might act. And so we kind of came up with her together
Hmm.
and kind of went from there, you know.
Okay. Did it feel comfortable? Like,
Oh
right
yeah,
off the bat, like you're like, oh yeah, I could
definitely.
play the biggest, man eater, woman eater, whatever. Just
So
right
when
off the fucking rip.
yeah, when I first went over to her house to talk to her for the first time, I
Hmm.
was immediately like uh comfortable and I was like, okay, this girl gets it. because you never know sometimes on Facebook stuff, like what you're gonna come across, the level of like where their level is, if they're
Right.
super beginner, but also
If
have
they're legit or
cool ideas, or if they're gonna be like, we're trying to make this thing, but it's like bad quality, or just things like that. You don't know what you're gonna come across, So I was just so
oh, for
relieved,
sure.
like her ideas and thoughts were like she was legit, and
Oh,
I'm
for sure.
like,
And I could tell from, our
and
interview that she has a lot of imagination.
yeah, and I knew she was gonna make this look good.
Oh, for
Make it
sure.
look great. Her ideas were great. Her energy was amazing. She's just like this. She was a lot different than what I didn't know what to expect, but she's just like so lovely and so like bubbly and nice and makes you feel really comfortable. And it's funny that she has all these dark thoughts in her head when she's so
Right.
and inviting. So, yeah.
There's like a stigma attached to, people that act in horror films and stuff like that. Like,
Yeah, there
oh, you
is.
must be crazy, or,
Yeah.
have these like dark rooted thoughts like, oh, well, I'm just going to jump at the chance to kill somebody.
Right, right. But like I was saying, based off like Facebook stuff, I was like, I wasn't quite sure what I was gonna,
Yeah.
I didn't know what I was getting into really. So it was nice to know like
For
she
sure.
knew
Kind
what
of
she was
the
doing,
most
or figuring
unlikely
it out, but
place
smart.
that you
Yeah.
think you'd find a decent role for. So,
Yeah. So
so what was it like playing Megan?
it
What
was
was like
really
your favorite highlights? All that
so
stuff.
um I guess like it was first off, the first thing that comes to my mind was dealing with the contacts.
Ah, yes.
Which
The
kind of
ice
brought
blue.
out the craziness because I have really bad eyesight. So we were able to find this pair of contacts that I could barely see, enough. I could see enough because the prescription didn't go as high or, as high as I needed it to be because my eyes are so bad.
Oh,
So
wow.
like she was like, this is the highest I could find, to help with my vision. So it wasn't that clear when I was looking around, but I could see, So it kind of made me also go crazy wearing these contacts and like,
Oh, geez.
if that makes sense, it kind of like drove me a little crazy in itself with those contacts, uh, trying to figure everything out and feel okay.
So, but you were, able enough to interact with the
Oh yeah,
other
I could
actors,
see enough.
obviously.
It was just, having this other like layer of fog in a way kind of brought out the, craziness within myself in a way.
For sure.
Yeah.
Favorite scene?
Favorite scene? I
Mhm.
definitely enjoyed all the scenes where I had to deal like okay, so it's funny to say, but I really enjoyed getting to work with special effects and all the blood.
Nice.
And I loved it when it's funny to say, which people might probably be surprised. I really enjoyed, which of course with other scenes, but I really enjoyed when I had to like eat certain things or like chew on certain things. Because I had never really done that before, like to that extent. So that was really fun for me. And
Oh,
also,
for
I
sure.
love, the table scene where I'm figuring out what's going on between my husband and his coworker,
Right.
and me imagining like what I would love to do to them.
Yeah. For a lot of, women out there that have cheating husbands or, boyfriends, that type of thing, I would think that they would look at this film and be like, I would love to do that if I wasn't afraid of prison. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like the ultimate revenge fuck. You know what I mean? Like you just get to destroy them both.
Yes, which
you
is so
know?
much fun. That's what I mean, working, biting things and eating things.
So, from what I understand, it's not so much like a Lilith succubus kind of thing. It's more like because Lashante was talking about the fact that it could be like a full feature instead
Mhm.
of just a short.
Yeah.
So where you guys basically sold your souls to the devil, that kind of thing. Did this like ritual thing, and that's why you have to eat the parts that you do. Was that ever talked about or anything like that when you
Yeah,
were doing the short?
definitely. There definitely is like a backstory um, for them and like how they got to
Hmm.
where they are. And yeah, that was definitely discussed beforehand so that I got an idea of like why I'm doing and acting the way that I am, you know.
Yeah,
So,
and it's awesome because I've seen some other films even on Shutter. I think it was called the Satanic Panic, where those of wealth have like given themselves over to the Dark Lord, kind of
yeah.
thing, in order to get their wealth, and they have to like do these things to keep themselves in power and wealth and riches, like basically giving back to the dark side.
Mhm.
So I would really love to see this like go full feature. I think it would be
Yeah.
fantastic
Yeah, me too.
for
It's
sure.
definitely an interesting, yeah, it's cool that I'm not like, a vampire. You're trying to figure out like what I am exactly.
And that's the thing. And what makes the horror short so cool is the fact that they don't know exactly what you are and why
Right.
you're
Yeah.
doing it.
Yeah. And I think that'd be cool to explore that more in the backstory if it did become, a full length.
Well, definitely as a horror fan, I could definitely say that exploring those options and being able to get that backstory will definitely draw you in as a viewer. So
Hmm. Yeah.
fantastic. What was it like winning the award for Best Actress?
And see, I was surprised. I was like, I didn't expect it. And it was really great to see that people were enjoying it and enjoying what I did. And seeing that, even on YouTube has a lot of views. So, I'm just
Oh,
really
it's huge.
happy for Lashante and for everyone that was involved and seeing that, it's getting success and getting out there and being seen. So yeah, it's been really great. And
Has it like drawn any attention to you, like as far as like positive feedback, stuff like that?
yeah, definitely. And it's strange. Like I'll get you know, random Instagram and Facebook messages from people even in like Europe and London, just like, tell us more. Will this be a feature? We will love to see you and other things. So it's been really like funny. And I didn't expect that either to have people messaging me about like wanting to know more or what I'm doing next. And, so that was really cool. You know,
Yeah. Is there anything that you're currently working on?
so I have an agent in Austin, and I also had gotten an agent in Atlanta.
Mhm.
So I'm now getting a lot of auditions for TV and film. And recently I've been doing more of like commercials at the moment, which has been
Hmm.
cool because I had done a lot of indie films, but I never really done any commercials. So I'm now getting into the commercial world and doing all that right now until, I get another I get a role in a TV or a film, which I've been close to getting some,
Nice.
but didn't quite
Anything
make
that you're
that
able
wave, but
to,
it was an option.
disclose?
Was that?
Anything that you're able to disclose? Like,
No, no, not at the moment because they're still in. They were filming post production or pre production, so and a lot of
gotcha.
those aren't even on IMDb yet. But there were some really nice projects that I was close to getting, but I'll eventually get the yes. At least I was
As we
close.
all could hope. Shit.
Yeah.
For
So,
sure.
mhm. Just
They
doing
would definitely
commercials
be
right
a
now.
fool not to,
Yeah.
you know.
Thank you.
Especially after watching that short. So, do
Thanks.
you see your career like maybe going more in the horror direction? Because I mean, you play it well.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm really down for whatever, really. I love dramas. I love a
Mhm.
nice, good drama. But horror is always so much fun, and there's
Hell
just
yeah.
it's fun. I enjoy doing it. I like, exploring even like these other supernatural characters. It's
Hell
just
of a
a lot
market for it.
different than what I would really go for, but I really enjoy them. So hell yeah, I would do more horror.
Nice. I
Yeah.
know everybody watching, if you've seen the horror short, Let Them Eat, uh, we would definitely love, to see you in more character roles like that. So
Thanks.
before we get into our final thoughts, I'm going to run a quick commercial here for the merch of Three Witches Entertainment. So, for those of you out there in Three Witches Land, if you love what you're seeing, the programming, all the different shows from Charitable Tuesdays to Gaming After Dark, Reaper's Underground, as well as The Shred, and of course, Mischief's Electric Chair, please check out the merch. We have a whole lot of stuff for you. And if you want to support us, that's the best way to do it. And as I said last night, the new Reaper design is out there in effect. This is the Reaper King of Demons design. Check me out at teespring.com and you'll be able to get that. All right. So in our final thoughts here with Lauren Marlena, the actress of Let Them Eat, and a whole host of other stuff, especially the ABCs of Death Part 2, one of my personal favorites. What would you like to say to women out there that might be, wanting to get into the business, and any new fans you've made tonight?
So something I would want to tell people wanting to get into the business is one, it's extremely hard to keep the positivity,
For sure.
to keep at it, because there's going to be a ton of no's, and then eventually you will get the yes. You have the main thing is to keep at it and to not give up, and to get into classes, get some footage. It doesn't have to be professional footage, just any footage put together, send it out there. Someone will see it and someone will eventually like what they see. Someone will be like, yeah, you know what? Even though it's not professional footage, I like what I saw. I could see just within these simple clips on the reel that, I'm going to give this person a chance. So don't think you have to have like Juilliard, classes and all this footage and stuff. It's like it's a time, and it's a great time to be an actor because there's just so much opportunity to be seen, and
Probably
to
now more than ever, for sure.
more than ever to be seen. No matter where you are in the world, you can be seen, whether on Instagram, YouTube, anything. So just put your stuff out there and go for it, and do not give up.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I know you're busy. We look forward to all the cool stuff that you're going to do in the future. So if you want to follow her, please go on her Instagram, Facebook, and just especially YouTube for Let Them Eat. Check it out. You're definitely going to love what she does with this horror short. So thank you so much to everyone listening in tonight. And thank you for joining us tonight. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Oh, most definitely. So stay safe, but also stay heavy.